So we have with us Candace Nelson, founder of Sprinkles Cupcakes and Pizzana, as well as the star of the show Sugar Rush on Netflix. And next, I'd like to introduce you to Lori Taylor, founder and CEO of The Produce Moms and host of the Produce Moms podcast. And then finally, please meet Dzung Lewis, YouTuber and founder of Honeysuckle, as well as the author of the Honeysuckle Cookbook. So, ladies, you've all created obviously incredibly successful brands, but I would love to first rewind time back to the beginning of your journeys as entrepreneurs and ask you, how did you go from an unknown name, with just an idea or a concept in your brain to a brand and acquiring your first customers? What strategy was your fastest path to monetization? And Candace, let's start with you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks so much for having me today. I really started small. I just started out of my West Hollywood condo making cupcakes and for people's bridal showers and baby showers, and little by little just gained steam and sort of built this buzz. So by the time I opened a brick and mortar business, people had already heard of me. I mean, this was pre-internet days, so it wasn't like I could be building an Instagram following. And so I already had these sort of brand ambassadors, which were, of course, the original influencers that were spreading the word around Los Angeles about my cupcakes.
That's amazing. Word of mouth is so powerful. Is there anything in specific that you felt like really helped evangelize these customers into your brand ambassadors?
Well, I think it was the fact that they saw all the hard work and all the love that I personally was putting into it. And I was, behind that counter, I was delivering those cupcakes and sharing my story with everyone who would listen. And so people really knew the risk that I'd taken by leaving my high paying job and going into something that everybody said would fail. And so people were really rooting for me. And it came from a really authentic place.
I love that. I feel like telling your story is so important because, there's that saying, people buy from people, not brands or not products. So I think that's really powerful. Thank you. Dzung or Lori, do you guys have any insight you want to add there about how you, took your own brand from not having a community or customer base to acquiring your first customers?
Yeah. I'll just go real quick. So we started back in 2009. My husband and I did YouTube just for fun. And that was pretty much when YouTube was still just like a video platform for cats, showing like cute things cats did. And we wanted to do something fun, get away from our real 9-to-5 and just explore our creative side. And really how I cultivated an audience was just being consistent. We didn't actually start uploading every week until 2012, and we've been uploading every week of videos ever since, but just being consistent with an upload schedule and collaborating with other content creators really helped us get our videos out there.
That is so cool. And I remember, when we met recently that you said that you started that YouTube channel because you actually ended up, it was either you lost your job in finance, right? Which was totally a different sector than obviously what you have created now. So what gave you that, I guess, the courage to leap into a new space that you were completely unfamiliar with?
It was something that I made a decision. I didn't want to go back to tech. I didn't want to go back to finance. And I really wanted to do something that I was passionate about. And so many people at the time were also doing the same thing, like blogging started getting really big. Food bloggers started to be able to work for themselves. And I wanted to do that too. And I actually didn't leave my 9-to-5 job just until 2 years ago. So I was doing both simultaneously. But I really wanted to focus on doing something that fulfilled me.
That's amazing. I love that. I really think that, having purpose in the work that you do and seeing how it makes an impact on people makes all the difference in the world, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Lori, what about yourself? Do you have any tips on, monetization and how you got your first customers in through the door?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is stay true to your mission. And sometimes staying true to your mission will actually make the pathway to monetization a little bit more tedious. You don't want to just become someone who's shill and will, take whatever money or check comes your way. You have to make sure that what you're doing has purpose. And at the Produce Moms, I sold fresh produce for over 10 years to 300 grocery stores throughout the United States. And when I was sitting at the sales desk, I realized there's not a comprehensive destination for a mom like me to go and learn more information about just the produce department. Because even if I followed, my favorite grocer, I'm getting as much information about, the beer sales as I am what's happening in the produce department. And then when you take it down to the produce department, I mean, the average produce department in the US today has over 200 SKUs. So that could potentially mean 200 brands. And how many people really know produce brands anyway? So I noticed an opportunity to be a solution for so many stakeholders. And if you stay focused on being the solution and you stay true to what you're passionate about and why you began in the first place, I truly believe that the monetization, the business model, it will all come your way, but you have to stay true to why you started. And the reason why we start this, I think all the women on this panel can agree with me, the reason why we start this is not to make the money. The reason you start this is because of the passion, and the money follows.